Um, we talked in the locker room after the game that in this league, the best league in the world for women's basketball and the best players that have earned the right to play in this league, there's no moral victories. But as a foundational game and a build process with us, I can't be more proud of our compete and our fight, our attention to detail, especially in that first half defensively. We're undermanned. We had players that did play through illness tonight. And for us to, put ourselves in position in that game, and I can't be more proud, and so much for us to learn from in the building process and a foundational game. So again, I think coming out of that, while there's no moral victories, they will, when they take a deep breath, they'll realize that we accomplished some really nice things. 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. We outscored one of the most prolific offensive teams in the paint. I'm not sure we saw that coming into the game. I'm really proud of them. Thought we did a lot of good things, but credit to the Aces and the champions they are. That lineup just kept coming at us in that third quarter. We'd like some of those possessions back, but so much good when you think about all the pieces that we don't have and what we're trying to build here. Really pleased with our competitiveness.
Michael?
Coach, what did you got? What did they do actually in the third quarter to kind of get them going?
Yeah, I thought they played downhill more. I thought there was a determination for them to get in the paint. It's really hard to keep Kelsey Plum out of the paint, Jackie Young out of the paint. That's not even to start with their post game. So I thought they played more aggressively in transition. I thought they got downhill. And then at the other end, they really picked up their physicality, and in stretches defensively, their physicality did disrupt us and bother us, in that second half.
And then to follow that, Lexi she had it going early. Did you guys go away from her, or did they do something to kind of keep the ball out of her hands and giving her open shots?
No, we could do a better job of getting her more touches in the second half. And at the same time, they were going to be more attentive to her. They weren't going to leave her. There was certainly more attention at the point of attack, more physicality on her. But we've got to continue to get her touches, and at times, that is a process of learning that, okay, what are some other ways to get her the ball?
You mentioned that there was some possessions you would like back, given how close the game was, especially midway to that third quarter. There's a little bit of a scoring drought, and as well in the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think it was like a 7-2 run. The Aces went on. What about those two little spurts where the offense kind of lacked? Would you want back, and what would you want to do differently?
Yeah, obviously runs are, happen in a variety of different ways, and we have to step up in this league and make open shots. And there was at times where we executed, got some separation, and got to an open look and didn't take advantage of it. The Aces are a team that very rarely miss open shots. And when they execute to open shots, they make a ton of them. So, again, how do you stop runs? You got to score. And so there were some of those stretches where it wasn't what we were doing poorly. We just didn't finish at the basket. And you have to stop big runs at times by making a tough basket.
Hey, Coach, right here. Is there any update on Nika Gumikin right now?
I've not talked to the trainer since, obviously she has a non-COVID illness. I don't know how she's doing, since before the game.
And what do you look forward to Saturday night's game now, knowing what you face tonight, now traveling to Vegas? What are you going to try to do a little different than what you did tonight?
Yeah, I think our preparation, and then this is the fun chess match, and I get to coach against Becky again, so that's always fun. Being her college coach, it's always fun to go up against her. So, for us, like, this gets to be the back-to-back. So we get to finally work with this new group on some chess matches. What are subtle adjustments? What do we like? What can we look to fix? And then this will be the first road game. And in their ring ceremony, it should be an incredible crowd and electric environment. And so that's just going to be great for a team that wants to be that team someday. It's going to be an electric environment. And as we talk, defense travels. So we're going to see if we can have our defense step up to the plate against no better offensive team. I mean, you just look statistically, pace, efficiency, points in the paint, the last few years, they've dominated the offensive statistics. So a great challenge for our first road game to be against them. Let's see if our defense travels.
John?
John Levy Davis, Southern California Newsroom. Coach, I know that Dearica Hamby is a two-time All-Star. I know that she's a WNBA champion, but how do you think she handled this moment, starting and then playing against her former team, her second game back, less than 3 months after pregnancy?
Yeah, pretty remarkable. We shouted her out in the locker room. Wasn't coming in expecting to start. Thrown into a starting lineup with a late scratch. It's against your team where you were traded from, and a lot of emotions as she played a big part of that championship. And then add on what an amazing person she is and what an amazing story for women, working women, that, she had a baby, 2 months ago, and she's back playing at the level that she is just a credit to her, remarkable story about, what women can do after pregnancy and in the professional sports world.
Right here in the front.
Good morning, right from one side or head coach. My question for you is, in terms of free throws, is that something you're concerned about at all? With leaving those points on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, certainly the first night was record setting for us, and one of the best nights in franchise history. Tonight we dropped back down to 70, and you hate to leave some points out there, but again, getting to the foul line 20 times tonight against a team that doesn't foul a lot, and knowing what we did the first night out, and real pleased how we've gotten to the foul line out of the gate here in this season.
Her defensively, especially in that first half, what were you most pleased with that you hope you carry on for that season?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of attention to actions. I thought our transition defense was obviously much better in the first half than it was the second half. It's some of our schematic schemes and what we believe in, we really executed. Won't go into all the particulars on that, but in our locker room, what we're trying to accomplish, we did a lot of that in the first half. I think we turned a lot of heads in that first half, certainly.
Time for 2 more questions.
Coach, going off of the defense there, I mean, the second straight game where, you forced a lot of turnovers and whatnot, and even though they kind of got going a little bit offensively, it just kind of seemed like that intensity, that defensive intensity was still there throughout the game. Just what have you seen over these past 2 games to start the season on the defensive end, to kind of give you confidence going forward that, this is something that you can sustain?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on trying to be disruptive and dictate what we want to have happen. So there's the disruption and dictation kind of area. But I will tell you, really pleased with the amount of turnovers that we've created these first 2 games. It was a staple for my teams in Connecticut, was we really hung our hat on the defensive end. Pleased with how it's starting. Obviously, we got a long way to go. And again, a little bit, right? I'm always half glass full, half glass empty. May basketball in the W at times is you turn the ball over. May basketball, way different than September basketball. We'll see how we continue to disrupt and dictate throughout the season. It will get harder to turn a team over like Vegas. After they get their footing. They've led the league in fewest turnovers, I think, for a few years in a row now. So, good start, but we know May basketball. We know what May basketball is in our league.
Final question for Coach. Okay.